So you've got your Canon M50, you know what you're going to record, but now you want to get a little artistic with it. I don't blame you. I'm the exact same way. So in this video, I'm going to explain the difference between Cinestyle and the neutral color profiles, as well as how to set them up, starting right now. Hey, what's up guys? My name's Ray, this is Lit with Ray. Welcome to my channel. I make videos on creativity and technology. So if this is your first time here, consider subscribing, and now, let's start. Drumroll please. In my last video, I talked about reasons why you might not want to get the Canon M50, which I'll leave a card to up here. Maybe you already got it. If you're like me, you bought it, you want to get a little creative with it, can't blame you. In this first part of the video, we're going to go through the steps to install the Cinestyle profile, as well as how to set up the neutral profile to give you the biggest range of artistic possibility. In the second part of this video, we're going to be recording as well as comparing the differences between the two, and also using the auto color profile just as a reference. First thing you want to do is head over to the Cinestyle website, which I left a link to down in the description. Go ahead and download that zip file and extract it. And then open up your EOS utility, go to the settings, select the color profile option and select the file, click OK, it'll now be on your camera. As far as neutral, you want to go ahead and select that in the camera. You also want to click on the information button for that, so that way you can modify the settings for it. You want to go ahead and drop the sharpness, you want to drop the saturation, you want to drop the contrast, and you also want to drop the color tone. So now once you've got everything all set up, it's time to start recording. But before we get into it, if you guys are getting value out of this, go ahead and smash that like button for me. And now let's continue. So I got Baby Yoda for my girlfriend's birthday, and since that point, Baby Yoda has been doing some very mischievous things. Always ending up in the most random spots and always causing mayhem, and this seems like the perfect opportunity to show some of the things that Baby Yoda is doing, among others. So the very first thing that we're recording is Baby Yoda in a dark situation. There's a cookie jar on the counter. I found Baby Yoda upside down, stuck in there. Cookies were missing. I think we know where they went. I had nothing to do with that, I promise. So all three of these clips I'm gonna leave uncolor corrected for now, just so we can get a nice base point. The first video that I recorded for this was in the automatic color profile. The next one was in the neutral color profile. And then the final one was in Cinestyle Technicolor. So the other situation that I found Baby Yoda in was trying to ride a husky around the house. Again, the first video that I took was the automatic color profile, the next one was neutral, and yet again Cinestyle Technicolor. So the first thing that you're going to notice between all three profiles is that the automatic does initially look better. The neutral and the Cinestyle both look like garbage. And the reason is because we've brought everything down so that way we can bring them all back up again in post. Cool, so now that we have all of our shots, we're gonna go through each one and look at them. So for the first shot, there was a lot of noise that was in this. I used noise reduction on this. There wasn't too much that I could do with the automatic profile. I did end up playing with the levels a little bit to try and brighten it up. I added a vignette and darkened the background a little bit more. Going to the neutral color profile, I had a little bit more control, but I didn't feel like I had enough control. So that's why I prefer the Cinestyle, which I was able to really bring up Baby Yoda. I increased the saturation. I get him looking all nice, even though he wasn't being nice, he was stuck in a cookie jar. Now, going to the last image, everything is pretty much the same with Baby Yoda riding a husky. I didn't have to add noise reduction to this because the image was bright enough. I didn't have too much that I could do with it, so I ended up bringing the image down just a little bit. I created a vignette again to make the subject pop, played with the levels just a little bit. Going on to neutral, again, I did have more control over this, so I brought the levels to where they needed to be, increased the saturation, created another vignette, and this is what we ended up with. Then for the last one, the Cinestyle. So for the Cinestyle, again, I had a lot more control over this. I was able to play with the levels and the saturation and also bring up the sharpness a bit. So just to see the changes, let's go through that again, side by side. So in the automatic, there wasn't too much that I could do aside of noise reduction. In the neutral, I had more control. In Cinestyle, I had a lot more control. Lighter situation, same exact scenario. Automatic, neutral, and Cinestyle. So my final thoughts on this is, if you're just in a rush and you're trying to pump out videos, then the automatic color profile is probably going to be the one for you. If, however, you want to take a little bit more control of the situation, then neutral or Cinestyle might be the better fit. For me, I prefer the Cinestyle because it is flatter and it gives me a lot more range of possibilities. As I explained in my last video, the Canon M50 does not have C-Log, it does not have RAW. All you're left with is what Canon gave you, or a third-party color profile, just like Cinestyle. So everything's going to come down to your own personal preference. For me, I like to take control, so that's why I do what I do. So let's do it. So quick question for you guys. Which method do you prefer? Do you prefer everything taken care for you, or do you prefer the more artistic approach? Let me know down in the comments below. As usual, I left links down in the description for everything that I discussed in this video. If you guys get value out of this, smash that like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're at it. It's down below. If this is the first time that we're meeting, I want to hear about that too. And until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.